Greetings and salutations, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you today. My name is Portia Clare, and I am going to read to you my children's book, Best Friends Forever, A Puppy's Tale, written by Portia Clare and illustrated by Lisa Alderson. To my daddy and my mommy, from my heart to yours. Scoopy, do you like puppies? Yes, Daddy, Scoopy said, her eyes twinkling like stars. Am I going to get a puppy of my very own? Would you like a boy or girl? A girl, Scoopy exclaimed. Please, may I have a girl? Scoopy sang and danced all day long. She had just turned 4, and she was getting a puppy for her birthday. She asked every question she could imagine about her new puppy. The only real answer Scoopy got was that it was a dachshund. What's a dachshund? A dachshund? What kind of puppy is that? Her parents smiled and said, It's a surprise. You'll see, Scoopy. After waiting for what felt like 100 nights, they were on their way to get her puppy. Scoopy brought a puppy bed, a blanket, and some puppy treats in the car. She already had the name picked out, Sandy. Her last name would be Clare, just like Scoopy's. Sandy Clare is a pretty name, Scoopy thought. Daddy, are we there yet? Scoopy asked impatiently. Not yet. We're stopping to pick up some Kentucky Fried Chicken for dinner first. Kentucky Fried Chicken? Now? Scoopy thought, sighing. She was eager to see Sandy and didn't want to stop or eat. Quietly suffering in the back seat, she clutched Sandy's bed, trying hard to imagine how she looked. When they arrived at Sandy's home, an elderly gentleman brought her to the car. Daddy! Mommy! Look! Scoopy squealed with exhilaration. Sandy is long like a hot dog. I never, ever imagined that. They thanked the gentleman, and he smiled at Sandy and Scoopy. I think she likes you, he said. Me too, Scoopy said, smiling back at him. She gave Sandy a puppy treat. Sandy grabbed it, and Scoopy playfully yanked her hand back. Sandy was the best thing that happened to Scoopy. She was the sister that Scoopy always wanted. They played dress up, school, fetch, and hide and seek together. Sandy loved to lick Scoopy's face after she ate ice cream. Mommy didn't like this, but Scoopy didn't mind at all. Sandy was her beautiful little friend, her puppy. Then came the day when they moved to Washington, D.C. Of course, Sandy moved with them. Moving felt like going on vacation to Disney World. Scoopy thought she and Sandy would sit together on the plane, but Sandy had to ride in the luggage compartment. Daddy, why can't Sandy sit with me on the airplane? It's only 3 hours. I understand, Scoopy. We asked to keep Sandy with us, but the airline's policy does not permit that, he explained. They assured us that Sandy would be safe during the flight. That policy changed Sandy Clare forever. During the flight, Sandy became ill. When they brought her off the plane, she kept falling down. She looked tired and scared. Sandy! What's wrong? Mommy, what's wrong with her? Scoopy rushed to her daddy, who was holding Sandy. I knew she should have stayed with me. I knew it. Daddy, what happened? What did they do to Sandy? After she stopped sobbing, Scoopy's parents told her that Sandy needed medical care and a lot of love. They promised that they would take Sandy to a veterinarian as soon as possible. Scoopy nodded, but everything sounded so confusing and so unfair. I'm sorry, Sandy, she sniffled. I do love you. I wanted you to sit with me. The veterinarian told them that Sandy had epilepsy. Epilepsy makes Sandy have seizures or fits, the veterinarian explained. Her body will move in ways that she cannot control. Scoopy hugged Sandy tightly. Riding in the luggage compartment triggered her first seizure, the veterinarian continued. Scoopy whispered, "Will the epilepsy ever go away?" The veterinarian shook his head. "I'm sorry. I wish there was a cure, but Sandy will have seizures for the rest of her life." Sandy got better, and she was soon back to being the best friend that Scoopy had always known. They read, sang, played, ate, and napped together. They did everything together. Sometimes Sandy would have seizures, but they were few and far between. One summer, Scoopy went to visit her family in South Carolina without Sandy. Daddy and Mommy made an appointment for Sandy to visit the veterinarian, so she could not travel. But soon, Scoopy really missed her puppy. To surprise her, Scoopy's parents asked her Uncle Bobby to bring Sandy to Grandmommy's home. Seeing her felt like Christmas morning. Scoopy gave Sandy a big hug and kiss, and Sandy licked her face, even without the ice cream. They played and sang and danced and swam and ate and explored everywhere together. A few weeks later, Grandmommy's home was filled with family. Daddy and Mommy had come for vacation, and everyone was having a wonderful time together. Then, Sandy began to have a seizure. "Look at her!" Scoopy's cousins yelled. "What's wrong with her?" They jumped and tried to get out of her way. Scoopy couldn't believe that they were so insensitive. They acted like Sandy had a contagious disease or something. "Leave her alone. She won't bother you. She's sick. Can't you see?" Scoopy was worried about her best friend, her sister. Throughout the night, Sandy continued to have fits. "Daddy, is Sandy going to be all right this time?" Daddy sat with her and wiped tears from her face. "Scoopy, do you remember what the veterinarian said about Sandy's seizures?" "Yes, Daddy, but I want Sandy to get better this time too, just like she always does after having a seizure." "I know, Scoopy, but the veterinarian said that when Sandy continued to have seizures, one after the other, she would not get better." Daddy hugged and rocked her gently as she sobbed. Scoopy cried herself to sleep. The next morning, she asked Daddy to come to the kitchen with her to see Sandy. She was near the kitchen table. Daddy knelt beside Scoopy and held her in his arms. "Scoopy, Sandy is dead," he sighed with a tear in his eye. Scoopy knew Sandy had died because she didn't see Sandy's tummy moving up and down like it did when she was asleep. Scoopy's legs wobbled like jello, and she collapsed in her daddy's arms. They sat quietly together beside Sandy. Then Scoopy whispered tearfully, "I love you, Sandy." The family buried Sandy beside the barn in Grandmommy's backyard. "Goodbye, Sandy." Scoopy missed Sandy for many years. Whenever she visited Grandmommy's home, she always went to Sandy's gravesite to talk with her. During her next visit, Scoopy realized that she needed to talk with Sandy about something important. "Sandy, I will always love you, and no puppy in the entire world will ever take your place. But I really miss having a playmate like you every day." Scoopy sighed. "So I wanted to tell you first that I would like to get another puppy for my 10th birthday. I believe that I am ready now. Scoopy felt much better after talking with Sandy. In her heart, she knew that Sandy understood. The next day, Scoopy asked, "Daddy, may we get another puppy, please?" "Yes, Scoopy. Would you like a boy or girl?" "A boy, please," she decided. Scoopy chose a miniature schnauzer. He was her beautiful new little friend, her puppy. Daddy and Mommy helped name him Omar Clare II. He was named after Mommy's puppy, Omar the First. He was so cute. He looked just like a stuffed animal. Omar loved to lick ice cream from Scoopy's face, just like Sandy. He loved to play fetch and chase leaves that blew in the wind. During his first summer, Scoopy took Omar to visit Sandy's gravesite. "Sandy, this is Omar, our new brother. He likes to play games with me just like you did. He's a sweet boy," she said lovingly. It felt like a family reunion. After their visit, Scoopy and Omar spent the rest of the day at Grandmommy's home, playing and eating and exploring everywhere together. It was different, yet it was exactly the same. It was truly a beautiful friendship. The end. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed Best Friends Forever, A Puppy's Tale. I certainly enjoyed reading it to you. Have a wonderful day. Happy reading. Bye.